What about the next one, Baclofen? Did you want to talk about
Yeah,
how you use
Baclofen. Oh,
Baclofen?
it's a fascinating story about Baclofen. There was a French physician named Oliver Edmondson who was very prominent in France, and he came to America, was a professor at a university hospital, and he developed really severe alcoholism. I mean, he did everything he knew. He tried it. Nothing worked. The Naltrexone, the camprosate didn't work, and AA didn't work. He finally had to resign his practice because he couldn't stop drinking, and it was just horrific. But he'd read a study somewhere that this muscle relaxant named Baclofen would reduce the alcohol consumption in little animals, mice. And so he said, well, I'll try it. Can't hurt. I'm going to die from alcoholism. I'll try it. And he did. And since there was no way to know the dose, he just gradually increased the dose of this medication. And it has a lot of little side effects, numbness, tingling, weird kind of side effects, very troublesome side effects, some depression, some anxiety, all kinds of weird little side effects. But he kept with it. He kept increasing the dose. He'd back off on the dose for a couple of weeks and then start gradually increasing again until after about 6 months, he reached a point where he was indifferent to alcohol. He just didn't care anymore. And he stated that dose and he recovered, and he wrote a book about it. And here's the book. So the book was in French, and I didn't read the French version, but the book was a bestseller in France. And I think the number is about 300,000 French folks did Baclofen therapy for themselves to stop drinking. And so based on just this story, they've done a lot of research about it. And the research is kind of mixed, actually. There's some people that benefit, some people don't. But it's one of the medications that we use. Some doctors will not use these high doses that Dr. Edmondson used on himself that are sometimes effective, but they'll use a smaller dose. But if it works, it works. Dr. Edmondson had a really neat idea. He said that alcoholism is unique in that of all the diseases, it's the only disease that he can think of where the symptom is the disease. So once you stop craving alcohol, the disease goes away, but that's the symptom. And so it's really, you want to get rid of that symptom. So when I treat patients, I want that symptom of craving to go away. That's bad. So if you're craving alcohol, take a medicine to make the craving go away, or have fun and go play sports, or enjoy an outdoor activity so that you're not craving. Craving is a thought process. And just like when Pavlov's dog was thinking about the steak, and he would salivate, the dog would salivate, then they rang a bell, and the dog would salivate with the meat and the bell. And then just after a while, just the bell would ring and the dog would salivate. All the neurochemicals, all the brain chemistry that was associated with eating was actually happening with the bell. So when we think about drinking, all the same neurochemistry is happening as if we were actually drinking alcohol. Well, some of that's endorphins, some of those are other pleasure chemicals. And if we can block the craving, then we block that pathway. But if we don't block that pathway, if you just imagine drinking, we're activating that same pathway as if we were drinking. So when we're talking to people about alcohol-free days, and they just want to white knuckle it, and they're not going to drink, if they're craving alcohol and they don't take a pill, what's going on is they're thinking about alcohol, they're releasing endorphins in their brain. Those endorphins are reinforcing the same cycle again. So although some people don't think it's right, I think it's important to treat people with craving, no matter, whatever medication they're on. And once you get rid of the craving, eventually your body will extinguish the desire to drink. So that's sort of the way Edmondson thought about it. I think he's correct. I think that the use of Baclofen is just another way that people can overcome the craving and eventually get free of alcoholism.
Yeah, that's great information. So with Baclofen, is that taken with abstinence or while drinking, or both?
Both.
Both? Okay.
It's been shown that it's safe for people who have severe liver problems too. So
Oh, okay. Okay, that's great
really
to know.
helpful sometimes. Yeah.